Title: The Storm of Thorgrim. Part 1, Introduction, The Fires of Ambition. In the year 876 AD, the cold winds howled through the fjords of Norway. Among the snow-covered peaks stood Thorgrim Ironhand, a battle-hardened Viking jarl whose reputation spread across the north. Known for his fierce axe and iron will, Thorgrim had conquered many clans, united tribes, and burned enemy longhouses to the ground. But now his eyes were set on a far greater prize, the rich lands of the British Isles. Rumors spoke of English kings squabbling over thrones, their armies divided, and lands ripe for plunder. Thorgrim believed it was the will of the gods that he sail west, carve out a kingdom, and claim eternal glory. With his sons, loyal warriors, and a fleet of dragon-headed longships, he vowed to bring the thunder of the north upon England's green shores. Part 2, The Viking leader goes to war against the Brits. The longships cut through the sea mist as they neared the coast of Wessex. Torches lit the decks, and drums thundered like the heartbeat of war. Thorgrim led the charge as they landed, raiding small coastal villages. But he sought more than loot, he wanted territory. King Ethelwulf of Wessex, hearing of the Viking threat, rallied his men and called upon neighboring lords. Skirmishes broke out across the countryside, but Thorgrim kept pressing forward, capturing strongholds and fortifying a base near the River Thames. The decisive battle approached. Thorgrim marched his warriors inland to meet Ethelwulf's main force near the hill fort of Alderwin. The two armies clashed in a savage storm of blades and blood. Thorgrim's warriors roared like wolves, but the British fought with discipline, cavalry charges, and archers raining arrows from afar. Part 3, The Vikings struggle to beat the British. The tide turned against the Vikings. The British, familiar with the terrain, launched devastating night raids on the Norse camps. Disease spread through Thorgrim's ranks. Supplies ran low. Morale cracked. Thorgrim's second son, Rolf, fell in battle while protecting a supply caravan. The grief weighed heavily on the old jarl's heart. His warriors began to whisper, were the gods no longer with them? British reinforcements poured in from Mercia and Kent. Thorgrim found himself outnumbered 3-1. His scouts brought grim news: the British were preparing to surround and crush the Viking camp by the river. Facing annihilation, Thorgrim considered retreat, but to turn back would mean dishonor. His ancestors, his legacy, demanded more. That night, he climbed a high ridge and prayed beneath the stars. Odin, he whispered, if I am to die, let it be with fire and fury. But if you favor me still, send a sign.